Hi guys, my aim is to make this video quick, useful and packed full of information for anyone who may be starting a medication that can possibly cause weight gain. I take Quetiapine 300 milligrams slow release. I take this at night time and I'm currently really happy on my meds now, but it did take a while. Quetiapine is a drug that can cause you to gain weight by increased appetite. And I think with the correct information, tips and advice, it can be controlled pretty well and you can maintain a healthy weight where you can be happy and body confident at the same time. No doctor told me in depth about the side effects and how they might have a negative impact on my life. This makes me really angry because the weight I gained while taking my medication had huge effects on my confidence, my relationships, my physical and mental health. Whenever I had low mood, I would constantly talk about my weight and how sad it made me. It was often the cause of many mini breakdowns, and I was always tempted to self-harm and had thoughts about cutting my thighs and my belly because I didn't like the fat that was growing in these places, and I honestly couldn't see a way of getting any thinner. It wasn't that I wanted to be skinny, I just wanted to be my old healthy weight I always used to be, which was around about 8.5 to 9 stone. The weight at first I didn't notice, but I did notice my carelessness when it came to food, and this was because I was always feeling hungry, and this is what the medication does. However, for anyone starting out on Quetiapine, I really don't want you to be frightened to take it because of the side effects. For me, it's a brilliant drug that I am now very happy on, and I feel that you could be too. I also want to mention that I originally lost my excess weight due to taking diet pills and were prescribed to me from my GP. However, you don't need to take diet pills. It's all about learning the do's and don'ts whilst being on this medication. I have learned a lot from my experience, and this I will share with you. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice is feeling hungry. This can get more and more over time, and for me, I can even have hunger pains after only 1 hour after eating. You might also notice that after a meal, you don't feel quite full enough and start to wanting to snack on other foods quite soon after. This is the medication making you feel hungry. So one bit of advice is to learn how to ignore how your tummy feels. And this is hard. You have to tell yourself that you've eaten and that you are not starving, and you learn to get good at this. Now, if you really can't ignore the feeling of being hungry, and it does happen even to me now, the best thing to do is snack on something that is healthy and going to make you feel full. This can include snacks such as fruit. Bananas are excellent at making you feel full, as is oats. So any healthy like oat bar or homemade oats and nuts are really good. Smoothies are good also. However, you want to avoid things like chocolate, crisps, fast food, anything that is easy to grab or has high fat content. Sugary drinks like Coke and lemonades are a big no-no. If I'm going out for the day and I'm worried that I won't find anything that will be suitable to eat whilst I'm out, quite often I will take something in my bag with me, like a banana or an apple or a flapjack that I made myself with not so much fat in it. I always try and make sure that I'm prepared and always have a drink on me, which is normally water. So if you're going out, make sure you have something with you that you know you can have without feeling bad and know that it's good for you at the same time. Another great tip is to make sure you have 3 meals a day. Yes, that includes breakfast. So breakfast, lunch and dinner. Don't skip breakfast. They always say it's one of the most important meals, and I totally agree with that. With each meal, try to contain veg or fresh produce, and the less processed food you eat, the better. Try and cook from scratch if possible, always using fresh ingredients. A quick example of what I might eat in a day is this. Breakfast, I'll have porridge, and if I'm hungry later, I'll eat a banana. Or if I don't have porridge, I try and have scrambled egg with toast, something that's going to last me through the morning. For lunch, I try and keep it simple by having soup with a small bit of bread. And for dinner, I usually try and cook something from scratch. This may be mushrooms, spinach, and potato pie with green beans and carrots, which I have recently learned how to cook, and it's super delicious. And of course, you are allowed to have a treat. There is no way I'm giving up chocolate for life. I will allow myself a chocolate biscuit, that's cookie for you Americans out there, or a small chocolate bar, and that's it. I will usually have my treat at the end of the day with a cup of tea before bed. I used to eat a lot of biscuits, normally 3 to 4 at a time, and now I only have one, so it's all about cutting down on those bad habits. Another great tip is if you can cook at least 3 healthy meals a week, then that's great. And having something else that's a bit naughtier on the other days is not so bad as having it all the days of the week. And this is something that I took from a lady who's on YouTube, and she's a fitness person, and she said that one good tip is to cook at least 3 healthy meals a week, and that is what I have started to do. I guess what it really comes down to is that you have to look at what you eat and figure out a healthier diet for yourself. And each person is so different, so customize it to suit you. There really is no big rules to this, so literally adjust it to you and your lifestyle. Drinking plenty of water in a day is really good for you, and exercise, I think, is key. Making sure you exercise is important. If you eat less and move more, you will for sure see great results. One way I exercise is I go to aqua aerobics, and I also go to Pilates once a week at a sports centre. I also work out at home by normally following along to videos on YouTube or by exercising on my static bike or treadmill, and sometimes I do that to music. I find that if you join a gym and you go regularly to classes, that can be great motivation, because sometimes working at home can be hard and we often don't do it at all. I have a membership at my gym, and what I will do, a really great little tip, is if you can, I book classes online and I pay for them in advance. So I have to go to them, because if I don't go for them, I've paid for it and it's a waste of money. So that gives me great motivation to actually go in, is I prepay for it and then I know that I must go and there's no excuses. Going out for walks or hikes is really good for you because you're getting fresh air, which is great. And if you can't go far to start with, that's okay, because the more you do, the more stamina you will have, the further you'll be able to go, and the more fat and calories you'll be burning eventually. I think it all comes down to basics, really, and being aware of what you're putting in your body, making sure you have smaller portion sizes, exercising, and being responsible for your food. I think if you can do all that, then you will for sure notice a difference. Also, before I forget to mention this, one thing I had to learn whilst I was on the diet pills was cutting back on fat. This was because the diet pills get rid of all extra fat in your body. So if you eat carelessly, you will be on the toilet all day, and that is not a great thing. So one thing I had to learn was to cut back on my fat content and dairy. So now I eat 30% less fat cheese, 0% fat yogurts, semi-skimmed milk, etc., etc. I really hope that in this video I have covered enough to make a difference to your life on medication that can gain weight. And if there's anything that I haven't covered and you would like to know, please, please comment down below and ask me questions, and I can do a follow-up video to this and answer them for you. It's very hard to sit down, make notes and remember everything. And yeah, I really hope this can be of use. I did this as a voiceover because I had a lot of notes on my laptop, and I thought if I record myself, I'm literally just going to be looking down at my laptop reading my notes. So I decided to do this video like this, and I hope that that is okay and it's easy to listen to and understand. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. And if you have any questions, like I said, please comment down below and I will make a follow-up video to this. If you're also interested, I will do a video on what happened when I was on my diet pills and the kind of rules that I had to follow for that and how I lost the extra weight. And yeah, so I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Thank you again for listening if you've got this far, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!